The 2020 season of the Enduro World Championship saw the debut of the FANTIC DARPA racing team in the youth class with the brand new FANTIC Enduro XE 125. The team, led by Marco Darpa, fields two young European talents. The Finnish Hugo Svard, 21 years old, 6th in the World Enduro Youth in 2018 and 2019, and the British Jed Etchells, 20 years old, European Enduro Junior Champion in 2019, making his debut in the EnduroGp. The COVID-19 health emergency reduced the appointments of the 2020 calendar from 8 to 4. The opening round of the EnduroGp World Championship starts from Requista, France, from the 18th to the 20th of September. To assist the pilots, we have the sporting director Diego Morganti and the technicians Luca Ghislandi, Giuliano Mancuso, and Ivan Konigli. The technical development of the bike was entrusted to Roberto Quesana in close collaboration with the R&D FANTIC factory. The 57-kilometer French GP course is a true enduro track with 3 special tests per lap: cross test, extreme test, and enduro test. 3 laps scheduled for each day. It starts on Friday in the late afternoon with the super test, valid for the purposes of ranking the first day of competition on Saturday. Already from the outset, Etchells manages to stand out, recording the best time in his category. After the more than positive test on Saturday, he finished in 4th position, a few seconds from the podium due to a fall and having lost time in a test behind a slower competitor who did not leave him room to pass. Etchells on Sunday obtained an extraordinary victory, recording the best time in his class, 11 out of 19 tests. 2 well-deserved 5th positions instead for the young Finnish driver Hugo Svard. Among the best in the youth class, he finished all the special stages in the first 7 positions, although he did not appreciate the dusty terrain that, with the exception of the first lap on Sunday, characterized his GP. A perfect triumph for the FANTIC DARPA racing team, a clear sign also of the great performance of the brand new FANTIC XE 125 2T. 1 week after the first week in France, the 2020 EnduroGp returned to Spoleto with the second round of the World Championship. The historic location of Spoleto has reserved great emotions, already from the Friday evening prologue held in the city center, proving to be a technical competition and, as far as possible due to COVID, much followed by the public. Special stages enclosed in a single area a few hundred meters from each other were the scene of 2 very demanding days of competition. Due to bad weather, even the most experienced pilots had difficulty, especially in the extreme test. The FANTIC DARPA racing team was the protagonist of a weekend to be remembered. The young driver Jed Etchells was in fact the dominator of the youth under-21 class, climbing on both days to the top step of the podium, thus gaining the championship. A hard-fought victory until the end on Saturday, but on Sunday he managed to win by a wide margin without rivals. Finnish Hugo Svard also did well in the youth class, achieving the 7th position on Saturday. On Sunday, he shone close to the podium with a 4th position, confirming the growth and constant improvement in his driving skills. Portuguese town of Marco de Canaveses in the district of Porto in the north of the nation hosted the Grand Prix of Portugal, the third round of the FIM EnduroGp World Championship and the first of the 2 consecutive stages which will close the 2020 season. Fresh from the splendid weekend of the Italian GP in Spoleto, in which he scored a double victory in the youth class on a terrain made difficult by the violent rains, the young Englishman from the Isle of Man, Jed Etchells, is able to ride his FANTIC XE 125 2T to strengthen its leadership in the standings, obtaining for the umpteenth time a double victory. Finnish Hugo Svard, also in the youth class, is equally incisive, adding more points in the standings and managing to keep the top 5 stable on his FANTIC. The fourth and last Grand Prix of the 2020 season was raced in the town of Marco de Canaveses, which for the second consecutive weekend was the backdrop to an extraordinary result of the FANTIC DARPA racing team. On the line was the title of Vice World Champion of the youth class for the young British Isle of Man driver Jed Liam Etchells. An extraordinary result was achieved for the team and for Etchells, who was in his absolute debut in the EnduroGp World Championship with the FANTIC XE 125 2T. He fought for the world title tooth and nail, losing it in the end by just 2 points. An incredible dose of bad luck frustrated him in his journey to the silver medal. On Saturday, he finished in 4th position, remaining the championship leader, but on Sunday, he unfortunately lost several minutes in the first cross test due to a problem with a spark plug. A difficult race, but in the end more than positive for the Finnish Hugo Svard. 8th and 3rd in his last stage, closes the 2020 championship with a satisfying 5th position in the standings. Overall, a season to be remembered for the FANTIC DARPA racing team, who started this year with the aspiration to gain experience. Now we go home with our thoughts already turned towards a 2021 even richer in successes and great satisfaction.